Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds for the WFC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Before we begin, I have one question for you, and one question only. Ljubljana, Slovenia, are you ready? Let's meet our first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 5 wins and 3 losses. He stands 188 centimeters tall and weighs already 109.4 kilograms. Representing Viktor Vasic fight team and fighting out of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Put your hands together for Viktor Vasic! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a perfect professional record of 3 wins and no losses. He stands 188 centimeters tall and weighs already 110 kilograms. Representing Black Box MMA, Ljubljana, and fighting out of Ljubljana, Slovenia. Give it up for Luka LP Podkrajsek. For referee instructions, Simone Spinola.
This fight is sponsored by MMA On. MMA On is creating the biggest and most exciting MMA fan network in the world. The future of sports is in its digitization.
Be fair,
MMA On.
If I say stop, you stop. If you want to touch the glow, do it now. Go back to your corner.
Slovenia, let's make some noise!
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. As if you were not pumped enough for this fight, you have the ringing endorsement from the roaring lion, Carlos Kramer. 2 heavyweights about to throw down for your entertainment here at Brave Combat Federation 34, WFC 24.
Phil, the marks on Luka's left front thigh are from cupping. It's a medical treatment. There's no damage there. It's not some weird infection.
Podkrajsek almost lazily just gauging distance with that outstretched jab. But do you think perhaps, Carrick, if he's had treatment on that thigh, that it may be somewhere that Vasic would want to target?
Cupping can be done anywhere. It's good for the entire body. It's a medical technique that comes out of the East, out of Central Asia. Some people find it extremely effective.
Both these guys trying to get a gauge of one another, because we know at heavyweight one fight can end it all.
Luka's trying to set his opponent up. He's trying to almost lull him into a false sense of security with that slow jab. He's trying to slow his opponent down just a little bit so he can let that big right hand go.
Both these guys just trying to gauge the measure of one another. First real shot and anger thrown by Viktor Vasic. Podkrajsek up in the tempo a little bit with the jab. Nice inside leg kick from Viktor Vasic.
That inside leg kick, of course, doesn't cause a lot of damage on its own, but it provides invaluable feedback on range and your opponent's reaction, and it's safe.
Big overhand from Luka Podkrajsek. He's trying to implement a little bit of that in and out movement. Vasic seems to be targeting that thigh.
Viktor got his range with a lead foot, knows where his opponent is. He's going to try and start chopping.
Those little circles by those marks left by the cup are providing perfect targets for the low leg kicks of Viktor Vasic. Referee calling for a little bit of activity. Big overhand into the clinch from Podkrajsek. Viktor Vasic, beautiful defense, throwing absolutely everything. Big shots landed by Vasic.
Vasic Stalking with bad intentions. Beautifully timed counter by Luka.
But he's eating knees for his trouble.
Oh!
Big knee from Vasic in the clinch, and again, that's that K1 kickboxing coming into play. Podkrajsek really needs to do something to get out of there. There's only so many of these he can eat. Big shots, high and low from Viktor Vasic. Double underhooks from Podkrajsek. They try and initiate a trip takedown, but Viktor Vasic doing well to dig in for his own underhooks.
More knees landing. 4 of them.
Luka Podkrajsek in on a single leg. Does he have enough in the tank to run the pipe on it?
Vasic has that chin cupped. Now he's digging for a double underhook, trying to drag his opponent up.
And this has just
limp legs out.
This has just become the longest fight in the short career of Luka Podkrajsek. Again, trying to get distance with that jab. A little bit of reddening up on the nose of Podkrajsek. Could be from a multitude of knees that he was forced to eat there. Big wild
He's coming back.
Trip takedown.
Down, roll, scramble.
And he's up.
Big men showing how to fight.
Podkrajsek again in on that single. May look to just sneak his right knee behind the left knee of Vasic. Score a cheeky little trip takedown. Vasic seems to be wise to it, splits the base wisely, calmly looks to his corner. Nice underhook established. Double underhooks and possibly a break here from Vasic.
Podkrajsek looking for that high crotch, but it's a dangerous takedown attempt in MMA.
Vasic catches Podkrajsek with the knee coming in. Slowly creeping his way out to the side, trying to bring that level of Podkrajsek up. They try and hit a switch here, and again with the knee.
There it is again. Those knees are the story of this fight.
Podkrajsek needs to be careful of dipping that head in low. He needs to protect himself in these positions.
Round ends, and it was an exciting one. Phil, both fighters showing a little sign of fatigue.
Big deep breaths from both men, but for me it's Podkrajsek who looks like the more tired fighter. As we alluded to, this is now the longest fight of his mixed martial arts career. Has never gone beyond the first round, and I think it's going to play into the game plan of Viktor Vasic a little bit. Try and take Podkrajsek into those deep rounds. Being big men, it takes the body an awful lot to pump the blood and keep oxygenated blood in those muscles.
Phil, time just flows a little bit differently in the heavyweight cage. There's MMA time and then there's heavyweight time. I'd say both these fighters have done about a 10 or 15 minute fight so far.
Here we see the opening stanzas of the round. The big shots landed by both men. Podkrajsek trying to use those big overhands to close the distance, but from there it was Viktor Vasic who was able to land the more dangerous strikes, the more telling strikes. Again, catching an overhand from Podkrajsek, but we can see him in front of us taking big deep breaths, and here was a beautiful tie clinch, beautiful plum clinch, knees thrown right up by Vasic.
Round 2, baby.
How much does Luka Podkrajsek have left in the tank? Chance here of Luka ringing out inhalatively.
Luka has excellent timing, does well in scrambles. He's going to try and do a little distance management, land that right hand.
This heavyweight title fight is, of course, 3 5-minute rounds. Big shot.
He's
landed.
throwing.
Like we said, in heavyweight MMA, anything can
He's
happen.
down.
That is huge for Luka Podkrajsek. Inside the half guard now of Viktor Vasic, trying to transition into side control.
Looking to pin that arm so those elbows are even more effective.
Vasic trying to keep that half guard closed.
Phil, heavyweights tend not to have a particularly sophisticated half guard. Some heavyweights very happy to just stay in top, start raining down blows from here.
That was an incredibly diplomatic way of saying it, Carrick. Brownie points to you, sir. Podkrajsek keeping that knee nice and high. I'd like to see him perhaps try and use the instep of his left leg to try and put a little bit of pressure and scoot his right leg through. A little bit of wrist control being worked here by Viktor Vasic.
I'd like to see Vasic get on his side, dig for the underhook. Not on that side, but with the left one.
Body, head from Luka Podkrajsek.
When you're flat on your back, you're not in half guard, you're half mounted. That's what we're seeing right here. There we go.
He really needs to turn onto his right hip. Try and get that knee shield in to create a little bit of space and try and work there. Either get the guard back or use the soles of his feet to kick away on the hips of Podkrajsek.
Vasic had the underhook, but only briefly.
But now he's eating
Got a
huge
knee
shots.
shield up.
Big ground and pound landed from Podkrajsek.
Vasic attempting to slice that head open from the bottom. Back to half guard.
Thought about almost quasi-crucifix position, which if you're flexible enough, you can get from the half guard. Referee calling for just a little bit more action.
Slovenia loves action.
I think this kind of position is going to be wearing just a little bit more on Viktor Vasic. Podkrajsek, the man on top. He's not being forced to carry any additional weight. Could even use it as a little bit of time to catch his breath. May just be creeping through into the mount position.
I think, Phil, to make this referee happy, Luka does want to either try and transition to mount or topside control. If he postures back, he's going to end up in that knee shield.
And he has to be strategic with the shots he's landing here. He doesn't want to try and punch himself out. Good work by Vasic to reclaim guard.
And we've got to stand up. Luka may be struggling to get off that floor.
Oh, he is. Big deep breaths taken by Podkrajsek. It really comes down to who wants it more in this position. What have they got left?
We're on heavyweight time, baby.
It may just come down to who can land that big winging shot. Swing and a miss from Vasic. Go ahead, Luka, that's your turn. Head kick from Vasic.
Oh! Coming back with the bombs!
Luka Podkrajsek throwing those shots from all the way outside of the cage.
I wonder, Phil, if he's playing possum just a little bit in there. Both fighters trying to catch their breath on the cage.
Those shots were very much like the young lady I took to prom. They were not pretty, but they were effective. Spinning back fist attempt, a little bit labored. That's a huge knee.
Big body takes a lot of oxygen. Throw that knee to the body, it needs even more oxygen.
If he can land a head kick or a knee here, knee to the body.
This could be the beginning of the end, Phil.
Viktor Vasic seems to want it just a little bit more. Podkrajsek may be gassed. The corner of Viktor Vasic calling him forward. This is turning into a slugfest. Dirty knee stumps from Viktor Vasic.
2 stomps to the knee.
And I think very much to everyone's amazement, this fight is going into the 3rd round, Carrick. How entertaining is the action we are seeing right now, my friend?
Unbelievable. Any predictions, Phil, for what happens in round 3?
I think we're just going to see these gentlemen bite down on their mouthpiece and wing shots at one another. Viktor Vasic's taking some seriously deep breaths, as is Luka Podkrajsek.
Doctor checking in on both fighters, making sure there are no health concerns in the Brave cage.
There we see just guys teeing off on one another.
Phil, I do believe you summed up round 3 perfectly. It comes down to a simple question. Who wants this fight more?
If I was the corner of Luka Podkrajsek, I'd be getting him on his feet as quick as possible. Here we go, Carrick. It could come down just a one shot, one moment.
Two are giving each other a thumbs up.
One moment that absolutely crystallizes everything you have done so far in your mixed martial arts. The opportunity to call yourself a world champion. Here we go. The next 5 minutes may take place in slow motion, but as long as they're entertaining, I am all in.
WFC heavyweight title on the line. The title is vacant. The winner tonight takes it.
Who's got enough left in the tank for that one? Home round one header quitter. Podkrajsek.
Boom, boom, boom!
Oh, waving in this.
Oh!
This could be a fairy tale ending for Luka Podkrajsek. He smells blood in the water.
One manhandling.
Throws Viktor Vasic to the ground, landing heavy hammer fists.
Gorilla punching from top.
It's like WFC went to the zoo, found a pair of gorillas, shaved them and put them inside the cage.
Fighters trying to catch their breath, referee not having it.
This is one of the most wildly entertaining bouts I have had the pleasure to call.
There's a pass from in-closed guard to half.
The guard's wide open.
That's the kind of action that we need to see in order for the referee to leave it on the ground.
And the guard of Viktor Vasic is wide open.
Got to see a pass that it looked like there's possibly the beginning of an attempted pass, either to mount or to top side control. There's you go! He's going to mount.
What he needs to do right now is posture and land some heavy, heavy strikes. How much does he want it?
There it goes. The hips are sinking. The hips are compressing into the opponent's belly, making breathing even tighter.
This is an absolute war of attrition. Luka Podkrajsek in the mount position, trying to posture up a little bit, but we could see a little bit of transition work. Nice work from Viktor Vasic to get the half guard back.
I love that big man escape. You know how you get out of mount? You sit up.
Maybe trying to get in a Kimura, but as we know, the Kimura is a submission that requires an element of power. Not quite sure Viktor Vasic had it in his locker there. Just approaching the halfway point of the third and final round.
There's going to be a stand-up. There it is.
Oh, this is wildly entertaining.
Back to banging.
Who gets up first?
Big men called up.
Podkrajsek using the cage to keep him steady, winging punches at one another.
It worked before. Is it going to work again? Said, no, sir. You're not taking me down.
A big knee. That's good. Oh! Viktor Vasic with the attempted flying knee, caught with an overhand by Podkrajsek. Ladies and gentlemen of the brave nation, are you not entertained?
Tables turning. Viktor Vasic on top.
Did Viktor Vasic save a little bit for the closing stanzas of the fight?
Vasic passing to mount. Full mount, Phil.
90 seconds to go. How much can Vasic land? Can he earn the stoppage? Both these men are exhausted. Both these men have left a little bit of their soul inside the cage tonight.
Thought we had the beginning of an arm choke setup. It's more gorilla punching.
Luka Podkrajsek needs to get out of this position. He cannot sit here for the remainder of the fight and let Viktor Vasic tee off on him.
We've got 60 seconds left, Phil.
We need to see a little bit more activity from Podkrajsek. We need to see him push down on a knee, get to his hip, shrimp out, spot scoot out, do something.
Viktor Vasic probably doing just enough to stay here, but I think the referee wants to see just a little more. I know the crowd does.
Coming up to the 30-second mark.
Possible arm choke setup.
Head-arm triangle. I'd like to see Vasic just a little bit lower on it, just to try and get underneath the chin. 20 seconds left. I'm not quite sure Viktor Vasic had the squeeze left in his arms. Carrick, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but we might be going to decision. 10 seconds to go.
Anything can happen in mixed martial arts, and it does, and it did.
Viktor Vasic may finish the fight on top, and what
The
a wild lead.
Monsters go to a decision.
That may not have been the most refined display of mixed martial arts, but my God, that was beautifully entertaining. I would watch an entire card of that kind of fight. Both men leaving all their heart, all their soul, all the determination inside the cage.
Next question, and I'm serious, can they walk?
Luka Podkrajsek essentially being held up by his coaches. Viktor Vasic the exact same. So much respect for these guys.
Phil, I can tell you who won this fight. You, me, and the fans.
It's going to be interesting to see who takes it.
The WFC World Free Fight Challenge heavyweight belt is being brought into the cage. Luka Podkrajsek taking a knee. Viktor Vasic doubled over at the waist. Both fighters trying to get some oxygen in their body. When you got a body that big, it takes a lot of oxygen. Podkrajsek helped to his feet. We're very close to the WFC World Championship honors being bestowed.
Scores just being tabulated, and as soon as you see the Roaring Lion get to his feet and make his way to the cage, you know we have a decision.
Sponsor shirts are being put on. Two big men getting herded towards center cage for the official WFC World Heavyweight Championship belt to be awarded. Here's a big man to announce that big belt. Seconds away from making it official. Carlos Kramer, sock it to me.
All right, Slovenia, let's give these two warriors a big round of applause. What an incredible main event. After 3 rounds, we go to judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores about 29-28, Podkrajsek. Your next judge scores about 29-28, Vasic. And your third judge scores about 29-28 for your winner by split decision and new WFC heavyweight champion of the world from Ljubljana, Slovenia, Luka LP Podkrajsek.
A little bit of joyful bedlam in the Brave cage. Mohammed the Hawk Shahid in the Brave cage. Irish Thunder.
Ladies
Gonna have
and
a word with the
gentlemen,
champ.
I am here with the new WFC heavyweight champion, Luka Podkrajsek. Luka, that was an unbelievable fight. What does it mean to you to have this belt after a war with Viktor Vasic?
First of all, I would say my deepest respects to my opponent, Viktor Vasic.
He's a fucking beast. Prvo kot prvo bi zahvalil se in dal vso spoštovanje svojemu nasprotniku Viktorju Vasiču. Je zelo huda žival. Drugač pa, hvala vsem, ki ste prišli. Svojo nagrado bi pa posvetil svojemu očetu, ki čez par dni praznuje rojstni dan. Hvala, to je to od mene. That's it.